Axel Grim, why did you decide to launch Les Fleurs Du Mal?
I felt I had to do it. How pretentious it may sound, it was like do it or perish. Writing at the beginning bad poetry was a way of dealing with those emotions, and it still deals with a lot of negative emotions. Although maybe the album compared to the first EP1 is slightly more society-oriented rather than just looking into oneself and feeling sorry for oneself.
Was there also some kind of dialogue with the state of the music scene in Sweden? Did you felt you were needed?
No. The purpose of the band has never been to fill a need of that rather than my own. And of course, if people then appreciate it and like it, then that's a good thing.
And in the starting phase, what were some of your earliest influences?
Well, there's always, of course, the sort of goth rock idols and legends of the 80s, and those I have stole a lot of things from, and keep stealing them, even though the sound might have taken a turn towards a more contemporary style at the moment. Also movies and that sort of thing. I think, at least I hope so, there's some sort of a cinematic feel to the music as well.
Because Les Fleurs Du Mal seems to be in some ways an antidote to this kind of pop idol hysteria, where it becomes very much about the individual expressing themselves, whereas you have, one might say, a choreographed look and a certain feel. There's film noir essences in the way that you portray yourself visually. Was this a conscious decision?
I'd like to see myself as very far from the regular pop idol hysteria, because I hope so at least, that it is perceived as there's a little more content, a little more thought behind it, rather than just being a product. However, there's some sort of idolization about it as well. Our single, for example, Idolatry in Vain, portrays me on the front cover, and I'm on the front cover of everything. So, and I mean, in one way, I like the attention as well. Well, I mean, I would like to be an idol as well, but a good one.
And if you look at your first single, some would say that there were some clear influences from the Sisters of Mercy. How do you think that your music has developed?
Well, this Sisters of Mercy thing is something thrown into the faces of all the people who do music slightly within this genre. Of course, it's an influence you can't steer away from, because they've been so very pivotal in the development of the genre. However, to say that there would be just the Sisters of Mercy, and that the Sisters of Mercy themselves are the only or the main inspiration, I would say, is wrong. In my view, we've always sounded like Les Fleurs Du Mal, but perhaps the style of Les Fleurs Du Mal today is slightly more distinct.
What are the future plans for Les Fleurs Du Mal?
Our live guitarist had a baby, so we've been unable to play live for some time, and so hopefully after a while we can begin a little more extensive gigging, and we will of course record more material. I've written more material, and there's stuff that didn't make it onto the EP and didn't make it onto the album.
And do you plan to stay here in Stockholm and in Europe?
We have people representative of our fan base in a lot of countries in the world. ranging from Peru, Chile, to Tunisia and Morocco and such unlikely places. However, it's like in Morocco, I think it's 2 or 3 people, so you can't really. I mean, I would love to go there and just play a private show for them. However, it wouldn't be financially possible. So I guess Germany, I mean, the US would be really cool as well. We have some people there, and but otherwise Portugal, Spain, I think could be a possible choice of venue.
With a crowd that is diversified across the world, do you see a role of digital media to kind of reach out to them in a collective sense?
Yes, I think it's the only reason that we've got people in Morocco and Tunisia. The digital era has really helped spreading small and medium-sized bands in a way that it wasn't possible before. However, it might also have other negative effects on the on record sales, for example.
And the financial constraints are, of course, a concern to many artists nowadays. What do you think of initiatives such as crowdfunding to make sure that music actually gets into production?
The record companies and the big business doesn't want to finance records anymore. They want the artists to pay, and it's good in one sense because it gives you some more creative freedom, of course, and that's good. That's very good, because you don't have to be so concerned about just people looking at the money. However, it also demands that either you sort of get the fans to pay for it, which I think it's sort of the wrong way around. It's good if the record is being made and it gets made, but and of course, yeah, it's a good initiative. However, I would have hoped that the music industry, the business, would have paid for the music being made, because they're the ones who are earning the money in the end, and not the artists anyway. So they're a bit too cheap.
Axel Grim, Les Fleurs Du Mal, thank you.
Thank you.